when Microsoft Train Simulator came out, that was it. I was toast. Right, it's a rainy day. Oh, I've got to wait for this thing to start off again. Yeah, I would say X-Shots Gaming. It's quite good. It's a good commuter route, um, up and down, trying to It's another good one where you can sort of practice getting the station stops right. There's lots of stations on it. Good for commuter services. Francois, yeah, I'm going to focus on getting the relevant ones. So Semmering, Game of Gnomes, Holiday Express, all that stuff is what's going to be being pushed out first. Let's get the destination board set correctly, get the lights on. Instrument lights on. Cheers, Ayrtons. Magic Toads, to request routes I would just raise a support ticket on the dovetailgames.keiko.com as if you were raising a normal support ticket. Nothing I can help you with, I'm afraid. Those clouds are actually making me slightly dizzy. Give me a green light. Oh, actually, finish loading the passengers. There is actually a passenger view on this train as well. Relatively basic one, but it's a passenger view. Simon Lund, use whatever catenary you like. Right, 40 limit here. Are there plans for more people in carriages? They're a bit tricky because to get the characters not looking bad really sucks up the frame rate because you have to get quite a lot of detail in there, and that's probably not the best use of frame rate, to be honest. So you end up with people. You end up in this. If you Google the term uncanny valley, the more realistic that people look, the more off-putting they are. It's really weird. You'd think that if they were a bit more realistic, they'd actually be slightly better, but actually it works the other way round. In that, until they're absolutely perfect, they get worse and worse, more and more upsetting to you, effectively, because they just look slightly more weird. If you look at some of the robots that were created in Japan and things like that, they're significantly more human looking than most, but they actually really put you off quite a bit. So you end up having to put masses of detail in, not just a little bit more. Otherwise, it gets really bad. But yeah, if you Google "uncanny valley," that's the phrase, and that will give you some examples of why, if you're going to put characters in games, they need to be really, really high detailed. Not quite there yet. We've got a 40 limit coming up. Headlights are on. A 40 through this signal. I drove a lot further than this earlier on when I was just having a general look at this scenario, so it should be alright. Stream should be fine, duffers. Right, the reason for the slow limit is because we're actually turning off here. So this is the branch line. The main line heads off to the right there. And Ryle is our first stop. Is that a speed restriction coming up again? Can't tell. Let's assume it is, shall we? It looks like it's blinking. I've not seen that signal before. Haven't a clue what that means. Guess I need to read the manual. Alright, so we're coming into rail. Oh well, there we go. Stopped and opened the doors 1 second late. There's a lot of detail over here. I guess they're vineyards, yeah, something like that. Who parked a tractor on my station? Oh, it's not my station. Alright, I'll shut up. Not sure how he's getting out of there, though, if I'm honest. Right. We're off. Hey there, Andrew. Welcome. So, Kovenig is next station. It's a very pretty area, isn't it? Ah, we're going down a hill. I was wondering why we were speeding up. Yeah, I can't change the mood. What now, Francois? It doesn't really matter. What are the golden plants? I don't know. I guess there's some sort of wine. It's maybe vineyard or something like that. Google Ryle, R-E-I-L, and see if you can find out what businesses there are in the area. This reminds me a lot of when I was. We went to Bonn for a Star Trek convention many, many moons ago, a couple of times. And the way we did it was we flew into Frankfurt and then took the train to Bonn, and it was. Oh, another crossing. I guess this is telling me there's a crossing coming up. And yeah, this was a sort of scenery all the way there. Really, it was with the sort of the big, steep sides with all of the plants going and growing on it. You can operate the left wiper as well. You just have to use this for it. Mosel is a wine region, so UK says. Excellent. Excellent. Good, good, good. Right, Koevenig is coming up. Thanks for the host, Train Lover. Platform's just round the corner here. We're stopping at track 2. I've no idea what I'm seeing here. It's the oh, I see. Platform 1 first, then platform 2. Well, that's an interesting way of doing it. Oh, it's because there's a road in the middle. Oops, don't need emergency brakes. That is a German car. For some reason I thought they had an F on it. Oops, time to get back in our train. Right then, Trab and Trabak, that's our final stop. Oh, and then we're going all the way back to Bulle again. So, okay, we're going to run both sides then. Thanks for those, Twarog. Nice view, nice view. Oh, another one of them there tractors. Oh, look at that view up there. Let's move over here again. So this is essentially an out and back on the branch line. We've got just under 2 kilometres to get to Trab and Trabak. Twarog says there's something in this game that's just mesmerising, draws you in. People who weren't even trains now all own it. Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Train simulation's always been like that, and it gets more like that as it gets better. Getting sleepy yet? No, I'm fine. Kind of wired from a stressful day, to be honest. It's a case of that's why I'm definitely doing trains, and I don't care what happens with anything else, because I needed this to wind down. You guys more than welcome to watch. Some lovely scenery in this. Okay, that's a 20 limit. Didn't realise that. Right, coming into Trabant. Cheers, Siemens Trains. See you later. Giles69, I'm currently driving a 628/928 German diesel multiple unit. I think this is the first German diesel multiple unit in the game, actually. Alright. Nearly there. Let's open the doors. The counter's not doing anything though. Why is the counter not doing anything? Right, change to the other cab. Boom. Consider us in the other cab. And now do a stop. So I've got an engine sound now, which is good. Hey there, unidentified games. Welcome to this late stream. What are we at? 2 o'clock in the morning? Actually, I've been up later than this. Hovenig is next stop. Trainmaster, I am on the Koblenz-Trier Mosel Valley route. Simon, the car was Wednesday night and the house was Thursday night. So we got a lot of it done sort of over on Friday, but it's just annoying. I'm guessing that's saying it's 20 again. Yep. I missed a follow. I do apologise, whoever it was. Thank you for the follow. Put too much brake on there. Should have expected that 20, really, having gone through it already. Silly boy. Madafacer, I am running the Mosel Valley, Koblenz to Trier, which has just come out. Oops. Francois says most of the passengers of the line are now tourists, hikers and cyclists. The carriage of commuters and students plays a minor role. The line is now served by regional Bahn service RB94 at hourly intervals, operated by Arenas Venero with Stadler Eurijo shuttle RS1 rail cars. So we're running RB94 in this diesel multiple unit. Right, going into track 1 this time, which is again the far platform. Oops. Do you need the full TS16 to get the pump trolley? You do indeed, Train Master. I got the power off Soldier K because don't need too much power, to be honest. This is quite pokey, to be honest. In notch 1 and I'm accelerating. Coming in just about on time. Twarog, would I recommend the Rail Driver? I love the Rail Driver. I think it's really good. There's a little bit of complexity in there. With some of the more advanced locos, you need to do a little bit more work to make it work with them. But it works with a vast majority of locos. It works fine with. So, yeah, I do like the Rail Driver. I'm not using it purely because I've not set it up for this loco, and I'm not using the official software. I'm using my own. The official software, I think, by default supports quite a lot now. But my own software is a little bit. It does some bits better and some bits not quite as good because I'm still developing it. So I like to test things out before I do it. In fact, it should work. Let me have a look. It is working. There you go. What's the speed limit? 60. Matterface, safety systems on English trains are always activated by default, as far as I'm aware. The only other one is sometimes DSD needs to be activated with Control D. See you later, Andrew. And then Q cancels it, yeah. Royal is the next station, just under 4 kilometres. Rob Allen, none of the trains that come in this pack have PZB and SEFA. The DB Red one that comes as part of Munich Rosenheim does, that Dovetail produced, but the one that comes with part of this route does not. Twarog, the other thing that PI Engineering, people who make the rail driver, sell is these buttons, which are really good for things like AWS. You can program them so that they send a key, so you can just map it to the Q key and then use a button, a big yellow button, smacky button as I call it. They also make a foot pedal, which I use for DSD, so you have to press and hold the foot pedal down, and then when the DSD alarm goes off, you release the foot pedal and press it again. And you just set it up so that all that does is when you release the push pedal, it presses the numpad enter key. It's really simple, but it works really well. I do like my smacky button. When you've got an alarm going off, you just want a big yellow thing to beat up. Well, one thing that you're not getting from the from what you're seeing here, Twarog, is that the rail driver's got a subwoofer in it, which means that when you map it, you plug it into your sound, and it effectively means that the rail driver vibrates along with the diesel audio, comes into the lever. It's brilliant. It really is clever. It means instead of having a rumble device, they just put a subwoofer in it, map it into the speakers, and then as you get the rumbling of something naturally, so you can feel that in the device. It's very, very good. Consequently, it makes the device quite heavy. I mean, the rail driver is not a light thing, but it is very, very good. Well, we're coming in so far, we're about on schedule. Nick, I don't know where you can get them in the UK. I know you can get them on Amazon in the UK, but I don't know where else. I believe you can get them in the UK. eBay is, of course, the other option, Twarog. What I've found Ranging War is that I've remapped the loco brake to use the throttle, and that makes it significantly better. This throttle, I do not like this lever for the throttle. I don't know if it's just because mine's a really old rail driver, but I find it incredibly imprecise. I think it's just because it's trying to do the throttle and the dynamic brake, whereas the loco brake's just trying to do one job. So yeah, I've set my loco brake up to input to the throttle, which is not a standard thing, but I did sort of briefly talk about how you could do it in my introduction to the rail driver video. And you can stop any time now. And yeah, I find the system massively easier to use using that. Simon Lund, you've seen a video of me using Oculus Rift on Train Sim. Oh, you lucky, lucky boy. Oculus Rift on Train Sim is stunning. What I'd say is, if you want to get more out of the rail driver, I would say learn how to use the scripting language in MacroWorks, which is the tool that comes with rail driver, and then start. I mean, there's other things you can do, like adding notching, which makes it much nicer. So this loco, for example, has notches on the throttle in there. So if I press the D key, it drops back to 6. Whereas on this notch here, I've got on the throttle, I've got a completely analog control, which doesn't really match. And so you can write some script, very simple script, which will give you a sort of a try and map the analog throttle into notches. TrackIR and Oculus are really doing two different things, Twarog. I mean, they both got head tracking component, but whereas TrackIR is purely head tracking, Oculus Rift is about virtual reality, and virtual reality is a very different thing altogether. I'm a huge fan of virtual reality, which is why I integrated Train Sim with it. Right, 40k through here. Still got to get used to how the brakes take a little while to come off on this. Right, this gets us back on the main line. Torox, Oculus feels you feel like you're in the train. Yeah. You actually, it is the closest thing you'll ever get to being like you're in the train. It's really, really freaky. Right, so we're on our way back to Boulay. Hopefully we'll get bump up in speed in a minute. Yep, there's the 90. Oculus still in its early stages. No, Oculus is not available yet, but it's going to be fully released commercially next year. Next year really is the year of VR. Sold, I think with VR the whole point is you don't use your keyboard. I mean, it's the Xbox controller is the best way of using it. But some of the newer systems are actually coming out with tracked controllers. So the one that Oculus are going, they've got this Oculus Touch they've been talking about, which is these little handheld controllers. me. So you just move them and it tracks them in space. So you can see your hands effectively moving around. It's very cool. And I think most of the VR systems are talking about having tracked controllers, so that you literally reach out, grab hold of a lever, and pull the lever. Essentially, I doubt it's going to be quite that good, but it's going to be pretty epic. I think pretty epic. Price range, they haven't really listed any prices for the VR headsets so far, Twarog. Right, so we have an expect stop at the next signal. And a 40 through here. Oops. No, not a 40. Why is that not a 40? Oh, it's a yellow. We're okay. Sorry, a white light's at the bottom. Patrick Abai, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, that wasn't me doing stuff in my hand, Simon. That was Adam, and he was doing some... he was pretending. Because when you put the headset on, and it really feels like that's what's... you know, what you need to do. Can't afford to know worth this one. Stopped a bit early. Is it quite light? Yeah, basically. The way that the VR headsets all work, essentially, is they've just got a phone in the front of them. I mean, it almost literally is that simple. In the case of what they call the DK2, the Dev Kit 2, which is the last one that Oculus put out for developers, it literally is just a mobile phone in the front, and some plastic and some lenses, so they're not particularly heavy. Yeah, I'm definitely lucky I didn't Nebworth that. Is there another train coming through? Oh, hello. Oh, it's 143. Well done, you arrived on time. Yes. Right, so that was the 928. Right. Who's up for some BR189? Should we do BR189? What does everyone think? I'm going to do BR189. Tell me to stop if you don't want me to. And it was Freight to Cookham.